This is Val Heart, and I'm with a special guest today, Klaudia Schmidt. Klaudia is in Cyprus right now, and I love her so much. She's been part of my Animal Talk Coaching Club, I think almost since we started it. I think you might have been a founding member, Klaudia, which is so awesome. And she's been doing such a brilliant job of communicating with animals. And today I want to invite her to talk about her experience. So let me give you a little bit more. She is a longstanding animal communication student. She's in Cyprus. She spends her free time, what little there is of it, caring for a huge cat rescue family, a small dog, and a colony of feral cats. Quite a few of her rescued critters are special needs animals. They're blind, they're one-eyed, they're missing a paw, they have a damaged nervous system, something like that. So over the years, she's taken in a large number of abandoned kittens too. And lately she decided she wants to help more animals than is possible with the rescue because it's limited by her space and the time and financial means. And so she is now preparing for a life as a professional animal communicator, which is so exciting. Oh my goodness. And during our talk today, she's going to tell us about her journey, her path, to getting to where she is now, how she's used animal communication in her work, in her being with the cats, what she's learned, some extraordinary stories. So I hope you join us and have fun with this with us too. We'd love to hear some comments. So show us some love, post up for us, whatever you can do, give us some love. Ask questions if you have them. And for now, let's go for it. Welcome, Klaudia.
Hi, Val. I'm very honored to be with you.
I'm delighted to have you.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yes. So what made you want to learn animal communication to begin with, way back when? What was it that made you say, hey, I want to do this?
Well, actually, I always had a connection to animals since I was a child already, and I grew up with with animals. We had dogs at home. At some stage, I remember we had a small hamster. When I went to study, I had a rabbit, and then I got a dog again. So there was never a time where I was without an animal. And I was, as a child, always speaking to my animals. But, I mean, as most of us are brought up, we learn this is rubbish. The animals don't understand what you're saying and they can't answer. Yeah? So over the time, I lost this. I didn't do it that much anymore. And then a couple of years ago, I happened to see on TV a show with an animal communicator. And I remember still the case. She was talking to a small donkey, why he wasn't eating and why he was acting out. And the donkey let her know he wants such a beautiful red blanket like the horse on the same pasture. So she told his owners, and they were a bit, well, I don't know. But they bought the donkey the blanket and everything was fine.
I love it.
And I said, and she pointed out, everybody can do this. This is not a special gift. The same you always say. And then I said, well, if everybody can learn this, I want to learn this. This must be so interesting to talk to the animals and to understand their point of view.
Yeah.
But I had no clue where to go. And I found you actually just by chance, looking for something completely different. And I happened to see this. And I went, wow, I have to go to that page. And then I was hooked.
I love it. I love it. Here, I'm gonna put in our link here so others, if just in case they want to go there too, they can. So go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, and then I was one of the members in the first live course you did, the one for the basic animal talk communication, which you recorded, the first one. I think now you have you renewed it with another group.
Right, we've had a few iterations and improvements.
Yeah.
upgrades since then. Thank you so much.
And then I went for one of those weekend places where we did a whole weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday, the whole day.
Yes.
And that was really great. But I never trusted my abilities. It took me years before I really started getting into the stuff.
Yeah. Let's talk about that part. So why did you find it so difficult? What was it about it that kind of got you stuck?
Yeah, there was one major obstacle, and that was myself.
The common denominator is always me.
I was a huge obstacle to myself.
Yeah.
Because all my life I had this belief: what you can't see, what you can't understand, what doesn't go logically is not there, cannot be. So this was all a little bit out of my world.
Yeah.
This was completely different from what I was used to by then.
Right.
But strange enough, although internally I didn't have the proper belief system yet, I still continued. Although my inside kept telling me, oh, this is woo-woo and this cannot work, this is nonsense, I still continued. I went on and on, and I said, I want to know. Because my desire to connect with the animals was so strong that I just couldn't stop it.
I'm so proud of you. I have to say, so many students feel the same way that you did. We get into it, and it's like what happened to you as a child. Here you are naturally communicating. You already were in connection. You knew you were already engaged in conversation with animals, and the adults, the so-called authority figures, right? The ones that were supposed to know everything, right? They weren't connected. And they poo-pooed you. They said, no, you're full of it. You can't do this. And then what we do as children, we internalize it. And like you did, you shut down, and you closed off. And then something sparked you to say, no, that's not true. Open back up. And yet you still had the internal conversation of, that inner skeptic, the inner doubter, the inner part that's not in alignment yet.
Yeah.
With the truth, which is that this does work. They do. Animals are sentient, intelligent. It's us that has to learn how to speak their language.
Yes.
We're not going to learn how to speak English because they don't have the vocal cords. But it's us, and you did, and brilliantly so.
Yes, actually, I never stopped talking to my animals. I just couldn't hear them. I couldn't make it happen that I picked up what they said to me.
Yeah.
Or so I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, at some stage I realized somehow I did pick up things. I just didn't realize I did.
Yeah, always. Yes. And now you're more conscious. I want to take a second to say hi, Gina. Hi, Barb. Hi, Anne-Marie. Well, it's so welcome you're here. Thank you. We're so glad you're here. Okay, so keep going. So tell us the stories. When did you have your first aha moment?
Yes, the first time I realized that I was, in fact, getting something from the animals was during the basic course. You gave us a homework. I guess you remember Putty the dog, a little dachshund.
Yeah,
and he had a problem.
Yeah, for those who don't know, as part of the original course, one of the things I shared with my students was a live consultation that I did with a client, and she had a dog named Putty. And so, okay, go ahead.
Yes, Putty's problem was that he kept going to dark places, hiding under the bed, in cabinets, things like this. And the lady who owned him wanted to know why he's doing that. So it was our homework to connect with the dog and find out what was going on with him. So I thought, okay, I'll make a print of this nice photo, put the print against the wall on my desk, and every time I sat on my computer, I was looking at the print.
Good.
And I got a horrible headache.
Oh, ouch.
And
okay.
after 2-3 days, I was just frustrated and I was fed up, and I took this piece of paper that I printed and tore it to 1,000 pieces and threw it in the bin. I said, I'm not going to learn this ever. This is so horrible, and the printout is so bad it gives me a headache every time I just look at it.
Oh my God.
And then came the next class, and you shared that this little dog had headache. And I'm like, wow.
Woo! Yeah.
That took me a while to digest.
Yes, indeed.
I said, okay, so this headache wasn't mine.
That's right.
Because when I looked away from the picture, it was gone. But every time when I looked at the picture, I had a horrible headache.
Wow.
I mean, it was really bad. It was so strange.
Yeah.
I looked at this thing, warm headache. I looked away, headache gone.
It must be the picture.
But my logical mind said, oh,
Yeah.
it must be the bad quality of the print.
Oh, such a bad print. Oh, yeah.
So that was the first time ever I realized I must have got the feelings from this dog, and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So then the next problem came up. How do I distinguish what comes from outside, what is sent from the animal I'm communicating with, and what are my feelings and my thoughts interfering? And that took me another 2-3 years to figure out.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and so let's talk about that. So tell us more about the next breakthroughs that you had.
Yes, the real breakthrough came a couple of years later. One of my feral cats came one evening at feeding time, and this was a cat I have never been able to touch. She never came close enough, and when I was feeding, she waited until I put the food down and went back. And when I was far enough away, she would go and pick up her food. Yeah. And one evening, she was on my veranda running in circles, and I didn't understand what was going on. And when I looked closer, I saw about 6-7 feet of fishing, a fishing line hanging out of her mouth. So when I went another step closer and I looked, I saw she got a fishing hook drawn through her cheek. Ooh. It was half inside and the hook was outside.
Ouch.
So probably there was still a piece of fish on, and she swallowed the fish and the hook went from inside through her cheek. She was in horrendous pain. She was panicking, running in circles. I started panicking because I thought, if this fishing line gets caught in something, she will rip her whole face to pieces. So what the heck can I do? If I go to her, she will run.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, calm down. It doesn't help if you panic as well. You are learning this animal communication since years now. Now is the moment of truth. You have to try it and you have to see if it works or not. So I took a few deep breaths. I sat down on the stairs to my veranda and I looked at this cat and I started sending her my thoughts. I told her to calm down, that I was able to help her, but she would have to cooperate. And I showed her pictures, what I wanted to do. I let her know she had to come close to me. She had to allow me to touch her, to pick her up. I would carry her inside, put her on my desk, and then with as little pain as I could ever manage, quickly draw out this hook and cut the line off and take the line away from her. And I told her it would hurt a little bit, and she has a hole in her cheek, so I have to put some antiseptic on to avoid major problems there. And then I just waited. And within 2-3 minutes, this cat came. She sat right next to me.
Wow.
I picked her up. She didn't fight. We went indoors. I took my scissors. I took the line, cut it off inside her mouth. She didn't move.
Wow.
She cooperated perfectly. And then I told her, okay, take a deep breath. It's going to hurt now because I have to draw that thing out of your cheek. I held it on the hook and just gave it a quick pull, and it was out.
Woo.
She didn't make a single noise the whole time. She didn't try to run away. She was just sitting quietly. And from that day on, we were the biggest friends ever. I could touch her. I could stroke her. She came indoors. I could feed her indoors when it was raining, until she disappeared a couple of years ago. I never found out what happened to her, but she was really good then.
Wow. Oh.
And from that day on, I knew, okay, at least the cats do understand what I am telling them.
Yeah.
So this is already a big step forward.
Yes. Woo. Oh my God.
And it was only recently that I started to really have a feeling for when I receive something. I mean, how long is that now? 2-3 years that I'm speaking up in the club.
Yeah.
Before I was 6-7 years, I was listening. I was taking in whatever was said, and I was admiring all the people who got such brilliant results, but I never dared to say anything.
Oh my God. Well, you've certainly changed in the last couple of years.
Yes.
You've gone on to have more extraordinary experiences with the cats and the dog and other animals.
Yes.
And, and you're such a valued and wonderful contributor in the Animal Talk Coaching Club. You come a long way, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, now I get the confidence because now I am posting findings I get, and I get feedback from the fellow students. And very often I get, yes, you're spot on. So now I'm really starting to trust the process.
Yes, exactly. One of the things you said you would like to offer for our audience today is that you are now making yourself available to do readings, to do consultations.
Yes.
So the way you would like people to contact you if they'd like your help is to email you at talkwithpets@gmail.com. So if anyone has a question or wants to confer with Klaudia or ask them about your cat, she is a wealth of information on kitties, particularly.
Yes.
She would be really happy to talk to you or hear from you. So show her some love and send her a hi. And thanks for everybody that's been here. We are just about out of time. So Klaudia, thank you so much. So grateful. I love sharing this journey with you. You're brilliant, and it's such a delight to watch you grow. I know everyone who wants to do this might go through feeling like you felt, but if you keep going, look what you can do with your ability.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say before we finish up?
Well, everybody who thinks about learning animal communication, go for it. And no matter what other people think about it, trust your instinct.
Yes. Thank you.
This was my big mistake. Don't make the same mistake.
Yeah. I think we all have to go through that. Anyway, thanks everybody for loving animals. Thanks for joining us today. Let us know if you have a question or a comment. Post it and show us some love. And keep loving animals. Together we can change the world and make it a better place for all of us. So let's speak the same language. Thank you, Klaudia. Love you. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.